Welcome back to Midnight Grappler, Animals, home of Flub Nation. It is the off season, and we're back spinning the wheel again. We spun the wheel off, it's not off camera, but off mic, I guess. And the wheel has chosen pilot episodes, not necessarily good or bad ones, just the nature of the pilot episodes. So we're going to be talking, just yapping about pilot episodes for however long we can. Keigen, Salt, how are you today?
Doing pretty good.
I'm good. Can I go on a brief rant unrelated to the episode topic?
Go for it. I'm scared, but go for it.
Very stressful past 24 hours. Visited my parents, who are lunatics. They insisted to my girlfriend, you just need to write a book.
Hell yeah.
Shut up about it.
Did they say like what kind of book? Like, just a book?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. That's a good question. It was like a book to sell her art. And she's like, I don't think that's gonna do anything. And they like kept shoving this other book in her face.
Was it Rich Dad Poor Dad?
No, it was like some 90-year-old painter they really liked, and they said, see, like it works, and it was very uncomfortable.
We will buy it.
Yeah, it was awful. So there was that. Then I had a work dream falling asleep, and
that's the worst.
You know what? I realized that nightmares are better. Because at least I kind of get a cinematic experience. This was like going to work and not getting paid.
Oh, so you had the proletariat's nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. And then I wake up this morning and people are mad at Phil Jimenez for his practicing his First Amendment.
The First Amendment.
About.
By the way, he deleted that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He deleted that Islamophobic, because again, I don't know when this is actually coming out. So just for context for people at home. Phil Jimenez.
Thing 1 week from now.
Yeah, what if he does exactly? You know, like we don't know what Phil Jimenez post he got canceled for. This is specifically his Islamophobic post for people in the future. That happened this morning as we're recording this. It would be really funny if, like, a week from now, he posts some other shit on his Instagram story.
He like posted something that's good though, like that we're all happy about him posting.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about his First Amendment rights, but in a positive way this time.
In a positive way this time, yeah.
All right. Incredible. So is that it, Salt? Was that the end of your tumultuous 24 hours?
Yeah, hopefully. Hope that's the end.
But it can get worse.
A lot more life to live.
Yeah, that's right.
Are
you guys doing okay, though?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Moving on. Next question. Keigen, are you doing all right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's good to know. It's good to know at least one of us is having a good time on this podcast. All right. Where do we begin, boys? With pilot
that's
episodes.
What a pilot often asks.
Yeah. That's right. The whole point is to sell you on, like, can we imagine using this as a pilot? Salt, do you remember our pilot episode?
Ooh.
Okay, I remember we talked about Yakuza. We talked about Jordan Peterson.
We did talk about Jordan Peterson. Oh, that is crazy, because that was like October 2022. So yeah, I was playing Yakuza 0 at the time. God damn.
And then I believe you also talked about a movie called Vikram.
Yes, it was crazy. That was like, oh God, it's weird. That was like over 2 years ago. We got on there with because at that point we were still trying to do like, we're trying to like hold people over while Max Fentayo was on hiatus right? So we were really just like yapping and trying to fill time as much as possible. There was no like sense of direction, actually, much like we're doing right now. Uh, it was really just a matter of like, we want to give something to the people, and we kind of just went on. That's when we came up with the name for the podcast live on the episode, like on recording. That I remember, because you had what kind of generator was it? It was like some kind of name generator.
Oh, it was an anime title generator.
Anime title generator, and that's how we got the name. For people listening, don't go listen to the first episode. It's a total mess.
Yeah, in retrospect, if we wanted to do something for the people, we should have just posted whole.
Yeah. You know, the Patreon, not a good idea. If we started with an OnlyFans, we could have really cornered that market. You know,
$43 million.
$43 million. Yeah. You know, it's crazy that OnlyFans never offered to talk to a podcast, not even like for anything like salacious or anything, just to do the podcast, but on their platform.
Lan, have you managed a single episode in the last 4 months where you haven't referenced Haktua? I'm not judging. I sincerely
No, I'm wondering too. I'm wondering too. That's exactly why. I don't know. You know what, viewers? I'll leave it up to you. You can go through the past 4 months worth of episodes. Go through every single one. Tell me how many times I mentioned Talktua or Haktua.
That boy Lan loves his Haktua.
I love my Talktua. All right, don't get between me and my Talktua. But yeah, pilot episodes, the thing we're talking about today. Though the whole point is to sell you on the show, right? The whole point is to like get you to keep watching, and I feel like that's a tough thing to do, especially nowadays. But you know, the concept of the pilot episode isn't what it used to be. Just TV just isn't what it used to be. But I guess we'll start with some of the best pilot episodes that we've ever seen. Why don't we start there? Any that come to mind?
So when
Keigen, you're gonna have strong opinions on this, aren't you?
Yeah. I wanted to pitch this as an actual like an off-season episode, so that we would have to watch and bring our favorite pilot episodes, tell each other what our favorite pilot episodes are, because I think my favorite pilot of all time is This Is Us.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen it? Have either of you seen This Is Us?
No.
The pilot episode?
No.
I'm assuming Salt hasn't, because he only watches things like Wrapped World. But so,
you never know. Hold on, Salt. Have you seen the pilot to This Is Us?
I haven't.
Okay. So
I thought you were going to surprise us.
Yeah, I do.
It's like, actually, I watched it with my girlfriend a couple years back. I was like, oh.
No, it just like, I mean, I think it does what a good pilot should do, and it is surprising in itself, right? It does the surprising things. It sets up the series too, but it's like it just does all of that in a really like satisfying way. I don't know. It doesn't have a huge cast of characters, and like its core concept is baked into the whole show in a way that like you were never going to get past the first episode without addressing it. But the way it delivers it is really cool, and like reframes the whole episode, and like really holds that off until the last like minutes of the episode. And I mean, even if you it's very easy to figure it out earlier, but just the way the episode is made, I think distracts you from the different elements that are like going to be a thing immediately after. It's good. It's a good episode. Like I think it's you know, when people talk about the best pilots of all time, I'm like always, hey, that should be talked about in there. I think it's one of the few shows that I think had an actual pilot also, maybe when it was in development, because I think it really does act as a pilot in a way that, like, I don't know, only a few other shows I can think of in the last 10 years really fit into.
I think for me, it would be Barry. I mean, Barry in general is just like as close to as perfect a show as you can get. But like that first episode sets up all the characters, it sets up an intriguing premise, and it does it so like efficiently too. I think for me, efficiency is a huge thing when it comes to like good pilots, like being able to do everything that you set out to do with the show and explaining that to the audience essentially within, however much time you get, right? And in the case of Barry, it was like half an hour to do that. So yeah, I think Barry would definitely be like, in terms of, how do I say this? Real shows? Because there's another thing I want to talk about later. But Salt, what about you?
How do I top Barry? I mean, that's such a good show. But I'll go with Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I really love Twin Peaks. I at least love the first season and the very ending. The third season, it gets real messy in season 2 and a lot of season 3. But first season is gold, and that pilot it gives you everything you want out of that series. Like, it's really dark but quirky. What's a pilot supposed to do? It's supposed to hook you, and it absolutely hooks you.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good choice. I think when you see like lists like best pilots of all time, there's always the go-tos, like Breaking Bad. I feel is always the one that everyone goes to. But I'm glad that we all picked ones that are, I would say, rather unconventional in the. Actually, just to verify, best pilots of all time. Let me see if any of our picks.
While you look that up, something I realized that happens with a good number of pilots is that they're often written and or directed by the showrunner, and that's not something you're going to see down the line. Like, when I was looking up the pilot episode of Twin Peaks to make sure I remembered it correctly, it was both written and directed by David Lynch, and he writes a lot of the later episodes, but he's not directing them. And so it also, besides setting the tone in a general sense, it's also specifically setting, oftentimes, the directorial tone.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I said that, and I'm looking at the IMDb list, greatest television pilots ever made, and number 2 is This Is Us. So, Keigen, you went for the basic bitch, pick. Actually, number one is The Walking Dead.
Oh wow!
And that is a good pilot. Yeah, that is a good pilot. Number 3 is Fargo. Okay, number 4 is Sherlock, which
no.
It's so funny that's on that list.
Everything into question.
It really brings the veracity of this, the authenticity.
Who has this authority to be making this list?
And number 5 is Friends. So I don't know, the authenticity, the authority of this list is really being put into question. Number 6 is True Detective. Number 7 is The Punisher. Interestingly enough. Number 8 is Game of Thrones. Number 9 is Breaking Bad. Yeah, of course. Oh, and number 10 is Mr. Robot's first episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good pilot.
That's a good pilot.
I didn't finish that series, but I like the pilot.
Funny enough, so same. I think I watched like the first season. I was like, I'll get to this. I'll finish it. And then I never did.
That's exactly what I did.
Dexter is number 11.
Hold on. I don't want to derail us too much, but did you see the trailer for that new Rami Malek movie?
No.
It's so lame. And nothing against him. I'm glad he's getting work, but it's like, it feels like, what if John Wick was a nerd who couldn't fight? They're making like nerdy smart John Wick.
See, we've run out of all the other John Wicks we could do. We've got old dad John Wick in the form of Nobody. We've
Scandinavian John Wick,
right? What was the other? There's a whole bunch of recent ones. Yeah, but this is called The Amateur. A CIA cryptographer manages to blackmail his agency into training him to let him go after a group of terrorists who killed his wife. And the synopsis just ends there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, I derailed.
That's all right. I think we all derailed. We've been derailing so many times this episode. That's how it goes. Yeah.
People want more railing in these episodes.
Yeah, people do be saying that.
We're trying to run a train here.
really are right trying to run a train here.
All aboard.
So when I mentioned before the real episodes, because we've covered first episodes multiple times actually on this podcast. We actually did a whole episode dedicated to first episodes, right, Salt?
Which one was that?
The Kamen Rider first episodes one.
Oh yeah, that was I really want to do another one of those.
Yeah, we definitely will do one of those, because I did want to bring that up, because I feel like when I think about first episodes nowadays, it's usually like Kamen Rider stuff that I go to nowadays, because with the past few years of shows, I feel like, because we've now covered the first episode for the past 2 years worth of shows, right? Gav and Gotchard. And if you can go listen to Gotch Watch to see how much we bounced off that first episode of Gotchard, and you can go listen to our bonus episode actually about the first episode of Gav to hear how much we actually liked that first episode. Salt, have you been keeping up with Gav?
I fell off the last 3 or 4, but otherwise I've been keeping up, and I really like it.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like with a show like that where it's not necessarily formulaic, it is really difficult, I guess, to like set yourself apart, right? Like when the whole point is like you have a set criteria of things to do. Introduce the hero, introduce the villains, introduce the fancy
gimmick.
belt. Yeah, introduce the gimmick, right? There really is only so far that you can go outside of that. Like you need to adhere to those things while doing the first episode. And we talked about that in the first episode that we did. But yeah, I always find that an interesting different, or I find it interestingly different to, again, quote unquote real shows, where real shows don't really have that formula to adhere to. They can, I mean, some don't even introduce the quote unquote villain of the show in that first episode. So,
well,
I
think
don't know.
In the case of Kamen Rider, if I look at a season like Gav, the pilot promises you is we're going to be really stylish this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think every episode after, like I said, I haven't seen the last 3 or 4, but every episode after, like the fight always surprises you with some like angle it takes, like how stylish they're going to get, like how they're going to do the fight choreography. Trying to be more specific than stylish, but there's a lot of flair and theatricality to these fights. It is very inspired. So in some senses, it is a formulaic show in that pretty much everything was established from that first episode, but it's gonna do something a little bit different every time in how it gets you there.
I'm also of the mindset that the first quarter of any Kamen Rider season is unlike the latter 3 quarters of the show. So like in the case of Gav, right? Like we just hit the end of the first quarter, and things are really starting to change, and that happens every single season. Like even the shows that you have watched, Salt, you can like pinpoint, you know, like around like episode 14 to 16, that's when like the Christmas Christmas break happens, and that's when things really start to shift. So like by the time you hit like the latter half of the show, it kind of feels unlike what the first episode does. So I think nowadays when I'm going into a new show like that, like I'm always thinking like, okay, well, how is this bound to change? And you know, I had that with Gotchard, where it's like things did drastically, but things did change after that first quarter.
I would love to keep talking Kamen Rider, but I think
we should keep moving on.
I'm just hanging out, man. I'm just chill.
It's okay. You know what? For the next first episode we'll bring Keigen on.
Yeah.
As we go through some of the worst Kamen Rider pilots.
Let's go.
Actually, speaking of the worst pilot episodes, what are some of the worst pilot episodes that we've seen? Not even necessarily of bad shows, but also of good shows. This is perhaps the Michael Schur.
It sucks that you said like bad pilot, because my mind went to Breaking Bad, which I think has an extraordinary pilot. Like it's a great pilot.
Yeah, they broke out of the bad mold to deliver a great pilot.
Wow. Yep. Holy crap.
Can you tell that I'm running off of 3 hours of sleep?
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the nose too.
That's very few.
Yeah, that is very few.
I mean, some pilots we will never see, like, you know, my white whale, as it were, pardon the pun, but I really want to see the Aquaman pilot that never aired.
Oh,
it's called Mercy Reef, because I was really into Smallville at the time.
Okay.
Oh, that was a backdoor pilot.
No, it was even weirder than that, dude, because they got this guy, I think his name
wasn't Aquaman in that show played by Alan Ritchson?
No, this is what's so weird about it. Alan Ritchson did play Aquaman in that show. And there was also some other Justice Leaguers like Green Arrow, who was played by a guy who I think is named Justin Hartley. And what was so baffling was when they made the Mercy Reef pilot, they recast Hartley as Aquaman.
Oh, yeah. What the? Ving Rhames was supposed to be in this show. Holy Lou Diamond Phillips. Oh, this is now starting to become my white whale. What the hell? You're telling me you had Lou Diamond Phillips and Ving Rhames in a show and it got canceled? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. Sorry, keep going, Salt.
That was it. It's that wild. Like, for those reasons, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah, I joked beforehand that like this section would be the Michael Schur section, but I feel like there's only 2 shows where that really applies to. But maybe 3, actually. I don't know.
You know what? Thinking about it, I think maybe like sitcoms have a hard time with pilots a lot of the time. Because, I mean, and I don't know. I'm thinking about Community, and I don't think Community's pilot is bad. I think it's a good pitch for the show. But I also think it's when you have to introduce your cast, you have to introduce the concept. They're like a lot of times the least funny episode of the show.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they don't have as much time to just do jokes.
And the characters haven't fully settled in their chemistry either.
Yeah, that too. Like
in the case of Community, especially like the relationships between Britta, Jeff, and even like Troy and Abed, right? Like they're still more or less in their like nascency or nascence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think sitcoms definitely have that struggle, right? Because the whole point is that like you build up these relationships through these bits throughout the show. Yeah,
and like Parks and Rec is always on worst pilots ever lists, and it's a similar thing where it's like you have to introduce. I mean, like there's funny. I think it's kind of overhated. Like I don't think it's it's probably bottom 10% of that show's episodes, but like there's still a few jokes, but a lot of the time it's because the joke is in introducing like the core concept of the character, like Ron, you know. It's like, yeah, that's just funny of him like hating the government but working for it, you know, like that stuff's funny. But there's so many better uses of that same joke later on in the series too, where it's just kind of like they're the most boring versions of some jokes. And yeah, I think that kind of happens with sitcoms a lot, where it's just like you have so much work to do in 22 minutes that you also have to find time to tell jokes.
Yeah.
Are you saying that's why a lot of pilots are not funny?
Well, not as funny as the rest of the show.
Yeah,
I guess is the point here. Like there are good comedy pilots. Like one that comes to mind is What We Do in the Shadows. Like the first episode's great, but like it doesn't compare to the comedy in the rest of the show. Because again, it goes back to like the characters are still like very new, not just to the viewer but also to each other. Though in the case of What We Do in the Shadows, the whole point is that like they've already been living together for like hundreds of years. But yeah, like I can see where you're coming from, where like the whole thing with the sitcom especially is that, you know, there is still that relationship aspect, the interpersonal aspect. Because like if the characters don't bounce off each other, then the comedy just doesn't hit, or it doesn't hit as well.
Yeah, it's the formulaic thing too, right? Like for comedy sitcoms where it's like you have to have it is the community thing too, where it's like you have to have a reason to get them together. You also have to have a reason for them to bounce off of each other. Then you have to have a reason for them to come back together forever. Like,
Yeah.
And that happens in like every sitcom pilot. Like it happens a ton. So I think those tend to be, even if they're good episodes, in general, they tend to be like some of the worst episodes of the show most of the time. I can't really think of a pilot episode that I think is bad. You know, it's funny. You listed Walking Dead earlier, and I'm like, I bounced off that show. Like
Off the first episode.
I don't remember how many I ended up watching of the first season. I only know for sure I watched the first episode, like when it aired. And then nothing. But for years anyway. I just thought of another one though. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Horrible.
Horrible. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, truly.
Awful. For the whole season, really. Like,
isn't that a cartoon?
It is a cartoon.
Yeah, it is. Horrible.
No, is that the Tarkovsky one?
No, not that one. That one actually did have a pretty good pilot.
Is that one also called Clone Wars?
That was also called Clone Wars. Yes.
I hate this franchise.
It's horrible. It's really bad.
It's awful. It's
That's so dumb.
This is the one that Dave Filoni made.
These look like little Nintendo Wii Me guys.
Hey, let's not go insulting the Miis, all right? I've seen way better designed Miis than what's his name? Kiadi Mundi.
He was designed way before that show. Okay. He had a penis head far before that show existed.
Actually, on that note though, because like we keep talking about like bad pilot episodes, but like there are entire bad first seasons. There are some shows where people will tell you to watch the show and will say, you know, like, oh, it doesn't get good until season 3 or it doesn't get good until season 7. But I wonder how much of that is also on the pilot though, right? Like in the case of the Clone Wars, it's a bad pilot and it's a bad first season.
At least
I would go in the other direction, Lan. I mean, you know, pre-recording we were talking about how pilots don't exist in the same way anymore, and now almost like they're pilot seasons, right? Like that. That's a pretty good explanation for when people say, "Oh, it gets better in season 2" or whatever.
Yeah, it's a Surf Dracula thing too, right? Where it's like, he should be Surf Dracula. I mean, he should be doing that in the theme song. But like, if he's not, it should be in the first episode. But now,
I mean, when you say that though, like Daredevil, he doesn't get the suit until the very last episode, I think, or the second to last episode of that season.
And arguably, he looks better without the suit.
Yes.
With the Miller suit, I mean, looks better in the show.
Yeah, it feels forced by the time he gets it. It feels like, oh, you were asking for the suit. Here you go, guys. But it's like, that season's sick. That season's great. You don't even need the suit. I just need him punching people.
Like, how do you do the pilot episode in the streaming era, though? Like, you just can't, right? Like, because it's just not... It's way too risky of an investment for these streaming services to be like...
It's the pilot season. Like, that's what I'm going to stand by.
Yeah.
I think
or the backdoor pilot. That's the other one,
or
right?
Like backdoor pilot. Yeah. Like Ahsoka and Mando, or
God. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Thing. It is actually. It's literally what happened now. So,
that and Boba Fett too. Jesus. And that Rangers show that never happened because Gina Carano.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Gina Carano, for preventing yet another Star Wars show from infecting Disney Plus.
I'm really thankful this time of year for one evil person.
Yeah,
in particular.
Actually, let's talk about backdoor pilots though, because like I feel like that is the way now to like, oh, you really like this character? Let's make a new show out of them.
You know what? We didn't. I think very middle of the road pilot, but still solid, is The Flash. like its actual pilot episode is solid. You know, its first episode. Every episode ever is going to do. You need to run faster, Barry, and it's going to get really annoying.
I was so young. I was so young, so unaware.
It kind of hits in that first episode, and it was a backdoor pilot. So like, and I think that became the defining like CW DC show.
Yeah, I mean it became the longest running for sure.
Yeah,
like,
but
so,
I mean,
the longest
like,
what land?
The longest running. Oh. I'm laughing like I just took a huge bong and I'm trying to hide it.
Whoa. Well-timed cough.
Thank you. Yeah, superhero shows do this stuff all the time. Like we were talking before the recording, like the most recent example of it was Agatha All Along. Like that is the closest
so
I
weird.
can think of like, because the MCU has or the MCU on Disney Plus specifically has been like the incubator for a lot of characters that will show up in the movies. But in terms of like characters that show up in the show and then stay in the realm of the shows, like that is the one big case, or like the one. I'm trying to think of who else. Like what other spin? Oh, there is that Vision Quest spinoff that apparently is happening, supposedly. Just like Armor Wars is supposedly happening.
Yeah, maybe
supposedly, but you would think that like the MCU would be the breeding grounds for this kind of stuff, where like the whole point is that like you bring in new characters with the intent that like they're the next streaming show, like just like what Star Wars did, right? But yeah, that's been the only case I can think of so far.
I think so. Like,
how many Disney Plus Marvel movies or Marvel shows are there?
I'm definitely I can't. There's no way I'm keeping track of them all. Yeah.
Echo was in Hawkeye.
Was from Hawkeye, yeah. So that was
yeah. Miss Marvel wasn't in anything prior.
Moon Knight wasn't in anything.
Secret Invasion, I think, was built off of the Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So Echo is the only other thing I can see.
I completely forgot to watch Echo. I think I would watch Echo of all the shows. I think I would.
Can you believe that came out this year?
I can't. No, I don't like it.
Can't.
No.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It did come out this year. Came out in January of this year. Well, sorry, January of January of last year. For the people at home listening to this, I was gonna say January of next year. Still not out.
It'll be January of last year.
Yeah. Yeah, but going
are cool though.
Backdoor pilots. It is funny though, because backdoor pilots usually tend to be so unlike the rest of the season when they do happen. Like the one that we mentioned before recording was The Farm, the episode of The Office that was meant to be a backdoor pilot to a Dwight Schrute show that never happened. Apparently that got edited. So like the version that we did end up seeing, even though it does very much blatantly read as a backdoor pilot, is edited down to be less of a backdoor pilot than it originally was meant to be.
I wonder what exactly changed there, because like I can't imagine that season without him ending up marrying Angela, right? Like that's the thrust of so much of the season.
Yeah.
So like, what was different?
Maybe some more characters. Maybe.
I guess, yeah. Because I think that episode 2, there's like the farm stuff is a subplot still, or like it's a second. There's
well,
like
they're at the farm for what, a funeral, or
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Because even the ending of it, I think the end of it, the sister decides to move, which is very backdoor pilot-y.
So let me quickly Google this. The plot on Wikipedia.
Weird situation. Yeah. Check that synopsis real quick, bro.
Let me check the plot real quick. Dwight Schrute informs the office that his Aunt Shirley has died, so it was a funeral. I was right about that. Mm-hmm. The only coworker he invites to the funeral is Oscar Martinez, who flees when Dwight begins shooting the corpse with a shotgun to ensure it's really dead. cousins Aunt Shirley has willed the siblings her estate on the conditions that they all come back home to run it. So like that's the catch there. You know, they all need to come back to run it. Though Jeb and Fanny do not share Dwight's enthusiasm for country life, Dwight manages to convince them to move back to Scranton to help him run the farm, thereby inheriting it. And I believe that would have been the jumping off point for that show. But you know, it didn't end up happening. So
weird.
This was in the last season of the show? Holy shit. God, I felt like that happened earlier. I guess
think,
not.
I think The Office is a weird series where, like, that whole period between Carell leaving and then the last season, everything. I don't know where anything happens. Actually, even like the main series, I don't know. I've watched it quite a few times. Like, it's just it was a background show for a long time, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you what season things happen in the same way I could with a lot of other shows. Weird show.
Actually, on that note, we talked about like the bad pilot or the pilot episodes of sitcoms not being as funny as the rest of the show. I feel like the Backdoor pilot is also a sitcom thing, like primarily.
I think so too.
You know, A Different World was built off of the Cosby Show. The upcoming Young Sheldon spinoff, which is in and of itself a spinoff of The Big Bang Theory.
There's a Young Sheldon Backdoor pilot spinoff.
Yes, there is. Young Sheldon's getting like a sequel spinoff, not called The Big Bang Theory. It's called God, what is it called? Some stupid name. It's like the worst name I've ever heard of. But it will. More people will see it than your favorite show, is the point.
That's crazy.
It's called George and Mandy's First Marriage, and it has already premiered, apparently.
Wow.
Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. First episode was broadcast on October 17th, 2024.
Damn.
So,
the
Big Bang Theory cinematic universe is really popping off right now.
You know what? The restraint is what they're doing so well, you know? Like, you see Marvel, how much could you really pump out, Marvel? Too much. You know what Big Bang Theory does? One show at a time.
See, that's what they got to do.
Artisanal slop.
Listen, George Cooper's up there with the greats, you know? Tony Soprano, Walter White, and then the third rung is George Cooper. All right, rest in peace.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lan, have you seen The Wire?
I know. I feel like this is a trick question almost. I have seen The Wire, okay. But I feel like this is a trick question. Why would you? No. What made you go with that verse?
So I don't know. You named Sopranos, and then it reminded me that Yes asked me if either of us were watching The Wire. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. There's nothing more.
Okay. Yes, I have seen. I haven't finished The Wire, but I have seen The Wire. I got pretty far on The Wire, which is, yeah.
I know this question wasn't directed at me, but I watched the pilot for The Wire, and I don't remember it.
You don't remember?
That's what's up. Nice. I do. I think I remember The Wire's pilot episode. I think we only watched like 3 episodes, though. There wasn't vibing with it. But I saw Michael B. Jordan in it, I think.
Yeah. I think he was in the pilot, yeah.
Okay. Maybe I think we watched like 2 or 3 though. I don't know.
Amazing Stories 1985 is credited as being one of the first series commissioned without a pilot. That was as of the time that people are listening to this, that was 40 years ago. But the next sentence on Wikipedia is the model has seen a rise since Netflix popularized it. Yeah, there is no such thing as the pilot nowadays. It is the series premiere.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't. I mean, like, do networks do pilots still though? Like,
yeah, they do.
Yeah,
cable TV still does pilots, and that's the only place you're really gonna find it nowadays. Is
okay. Wait,
like I can think of several shows
Yeah.
The United
Did-
States
so,
of
like-
Al, was that one of them?
I don't know. I feel like recently somebody was talking about HBO. HBO has never really done pilots. Like I saw that recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true that is though.
I don't know. Because
know.
HBO is also working off of the streaming model now, right? So I don't think they're doing that as much. But yeah, the series premiere is really what the pilot is nowadays. Actually, on that note, the series premiere not being the same episode as the pilot. Have you guys watched any shows where that's the case?
What does that even mean?
Because sometimes the pilot will be the thing that they sell the show on, but then the first episode of the season, like the first actual episode, is not that pilot. It's something else. Like it's another episode that they've not redone, but like they've done to serve as the first episode of the show.
So like the pilot's not chronologically the first episode?
No, or the pilot isn't even in the actual season itself. Like the pilot is like its own thing.
But it's still part of the show?
It might be part of the show. It might not even be part of the show.
Okay. I don't know. I can't think of an example of that.
I feel like I've definitely encountered
Ultra
One,
7
like-
does that.
Ultraman does that actually, because Ultraman had that pilot stage show
Oh, yeah.
that never aired. Yeah.
That's sick.
But like, purely, like, if you're just talking, like, stuff that's filmed, like, I think something like the first episode is like the fourth one they filmed. Like, they did it really weird on that series.
Apparently the recent Quantum Leap reboot had to remake their pilot, and that was like the original pilot was reincorporated as like a later episode in the season.
While I was doing research for this, I discovered that Mulholland Drive is a reworked pilot.
Yeah, actually, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And also,
And
Yeah,
you know,
that's
I
wild.
think that fits really neatly with my aesthetic preference, which is that most TV shows should just be movies. I would check out a lot more if that was the case.
Like
oh my god, that's such an insane thought. Like
the pilot movie.
most TV
No,
shows
just
should
the
be
movie.
movies. What a psychopath you are.
It's
Most
true.
TV shows should be movies.
I mean, I think that's true for the streaming era. Actually, like that
Yeah.
is definitely like Squid
Yeah,
Game
yeah, yeah.
should have been
This
a
is
movie.
streaming thing.
It
No,
is
no,
a
here's the
streaming
thing.
thing, yeah.
Most
No,
of
you're
what
right,
you
you're
guys
right.
have mentioned today, you have mostly mentioned like good shows, right?
Okay,
It's-
actually, yeah. What is your line of thought here?
I'm so excited.
It's not even stuff that's like bad. It's just stuff that's like drawn out is a streaming thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was this
cutting things down into a like. Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was this show on Netflix my friend recommended, House of... I was based on
House
Edgar
of,
Allan Poe.
House of Usher. Follow the
House of Usher. Yeah, I
Follow the
watched
House of
like
Usher,
two
yeah.
episodes and I was like, I don't have time in my life for this. Like, this is cool, but I want this to be a movie. And there's just like all these like side plots. Like
No,
something like that is a good example of something that'd be so much better with as a movie.
You know what show
You
did have a
cooking.
pilot movie? The Clone Wars.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Horrible show.
Ooh.
Horrible show, horrible movie,
No, no.
horrible movie.
Wait,
even worse
let me
than
go
the
back.
show, actually.
Because so I recently watched The Brutalist a couple weekends ago. Went down to LA, watched The Brutalist, right? And I've been watching a ton of movies from this year, and like I've always been a 90-minute movie guy. Like movies should be 90 minutes, and it's because I was watching bad movies. Like now I'm a movies should be 3 hours truther, and then it's even more that streaming slop should be a movie. You know, like if you turned the vast majority of those things into a 3-hour movie, they're so much better. It's a much better experience.
I'm glad you came around, Keigen.
I'm gonna
Right.
vouch for the opposite, because there is a movie that I watched fairly recently that is a movie that is just 4 episodes of a show that never
He's gonna say
happened.
Sonic 3, isn't he?
It's not Sonic 3. It's not Sonic 3, because Sonic 3 was a masterpiece. I'm talking about the Johnny Toe movie, The Blind Detective. It's like 2 hours, I think, and I could easily see it being split up into like 4 episodes of a miniseries.
Yeah, I think the weird thing there though is like superhero stuff too, right? The last Endgame, whatever. This is not. I'm not saying anything qualitatively about Endgame or the Batman, right? But both of those movies are like 3 1-hour episodes stapled together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Batman literally feels like 3 Law and Order episodes, like a 3-arc Law and Order thing. Just like you get that. Like that's the delivery method of these things. And it's weird. It's a weird pacing thing that's happened like enough times that I'm. What's going on? Like,
where did it start? Like, what was the genesis for?
Is it just like streaming? People are like, okay, this is a way you can pace the thing. I don't know.
Well, I think the issue is that, you know, like we complain about seasons only being 8 episodes sometimes, but sometimes, you know, you're given 8 episodes and you don't really even know what to do with them, so you just got to fill it with to like keep the show going.
I know. There's people who are like, oh, these like, you know, they miss Buffy, basically. They miss Buffy is more or less what's happening. And it's like, these shows should be 42-minute dramas, should be 22 episodes long. And it's like, no, they shouldn't. like, I'm sorry that you miss your comfort show, but like, just watch that. I'm sorry. Like, there's not I don't see an argument for it being longer than 12 episodes, especially. Like, Daredevil didn't need 24 episodes. It didn't at all. There was no reality where it did. Maybe Miss Marvel did, but Miss Marvel should have been a sitcom. Like,
Daredevil is such a good example of a show that should have been a movie.
Yeah, it could have been. I really like that show though. So
I mean, I could see the case for. Actually, I could see the case for all of the Netflix Marvel shows except Daredevil.
Daredevil's the one that I would defend. Yeah, I agree. Which, like, even then, I do think like season 2. A lot of people don't like season 2. I love season 2. Like season 2 has a clear division, right? Where it's like, here's 2.5 hours, here's 2.5 hours, and I can see it. You know, and there's probably
when I say a show. When I say a show should be a movie, I'm not saying that like it's bad, right? I'm not.
Right. Yeah, no.
It's just it would have worked.
Like
better.
There are good shows. Absolutely, there are good shows that would work better as movies.
And I agree, like 99% of the time with that too. Like most shows could be shorter and better as a movie. Like
it's this meeting could have been an email of the entertainment industry.
Hell yeah, that rocks.
Like I mean, if we sat here and named streaming shows, I think like I would say yes, that should be a movie almost every single time. You know what? I keep thinking of it every time I'm in mid thought, and I have to. Stranger Things. Stranger Things is an insane example of all of these things. Did it had a pilot, right?
It did not, I think.
Wasn't it?
Well, let me check.
They stole it from somebody, right?
Oh yeah, of course they stole it from somebody.
And it was a pilot that they stole, I believe. So even if they stole the whole series, I think it did start just as the pilot.
And it's a good controversy section. Oh yes, the episode was originally titled Montauk Pilot and was the first episode from Montauk, the original title for Stranger Things. It was later renamed along with the show, though the script itself barely changed. So it was meant to be a pilot for. Hold on, the show was what it was going to be.
Yeah, saw the first episode too. That's a show that just like the last season, every episode's movie length. And last season's not out yet.
Yeah. But well, it might be by the time this episode comes out. I don't know.
That's true.
The last season. Call this episode Montauk Tua.
See, that's on you. That's not on me. That's not on me.
Assault.
That's not on me.
Oh my god! Lan got his Hawk Tua on Saul.
This is like when I accidentally infected my friends about the snow bunny mind virus epidemic.
No, stop. No, you're gonna get more people. We need to protect J-pop.
Sorry, you did not hear anything about the snow bunny mind virus. The snow bunny mind virus is not real. Okay, so there is still no
release date
for season 5 of Stranger Things yet, so it might not be out. Not even a release date.
Why?
See, that's one where I'm like, what are you doing with the money? Actually, on that note, because recently, or at least by the time, or at least at the time of recording, recently, the news came out that Andor is like one of the most expensive Star Wars projects of all time, and like, yeah, you could actually split that up into what the first season is like. What, 12 episodes?
Yeah,
you could split that up into three movies.
Like 3 movies. There's only one episode that doesn't fit into that. Like, and you have a better experience actually if you sit down and watch them as if it was 3 movies. I think.
Yeah. Like, I am glad that we got what we got with Andor, but absolutely, that is like 3 movies worth of budget and 3 movies worth of plot.
Yeah. I think that's another one that I don't really see how you could cut it down into one movie though. Like,
no, you absolutely couldn't do it one movie. Like some of these seasons, you can cut it into multiple movies. Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, to Salt's point earlier, like, I think if you cut, like, again, there's probably 3 hours of Daredevil you could cut per season and then end up with like 2 big movies. I think I'd be fine with that, but I don't think I would cut more than that. In Andor's case, it's like $6.5 million to make a season of TV. That's crazy. I think it was one. Maybe it was both seasons for that much, but even then, that's 325.
Yeah, it is both seasons. It is.
Okay, 325 million per season. Like, I get it. I'm happy that all that money went into that show of all shows. I think that's hilarious, right? The show that's like doing space communism, like, really funny, really, really funny. But like, that's so much money.
I have a question.
Okay.
And maybe this is like plainly obvious and I'm just thinking about it too hard. But if Andor really costs that much money, is it likely that the other shows are costing about that much and it's like weird culture war guys that are pointing at this particular show?
Well, I don't know, because I feel like those shows have much better fodder. Well, not much better, but like they have more fodder for culture war guys to like point at.
Yeah.
And also, it was Forbes that brought this up too, right? Like, it wasn't like a culture war guy. It was Forbes that mentioned that like Andor costs like 600 million. Which also, for the record, that's only 100 million more than The Force Awakens one movie cost. So just saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just saying.
I mean, Acolyte had budget stuff too. Obviously, that was more for culture war reasons, but it was a lot cheaper. Like, I think it was 100 million total for the season. So like Game of Thrones budget, but like, okay, again, I saw The Brutalist a couple weeks ago, right?
10 million.
The $10 million film is 3.5 hours. They filmed it on actual film. It was 10 million, right? I watched a Q&A with him. I think it was TIFF. It might have been New York.
It was TIFF. He came. No, it was like a couple weeks ago.
I watched 2 of them. I watched 2 though, 2 different ones, and I don't remember what information he said at which. But he was saying like $10 million is a lot of money, and he didn't make any money on it. Like, it's a small budget for a film, but it is a lot of money. But he said if there was any more money, you wouldn't have seen it on screen. It would have meant people got to sleep better. People got paid better, right? He got paid. He would have gotten paid if it was more than 10 million. And so it's like, I understand the reaction from nerds who like Andor or nerds who don't care about talking about the money side of the stuff, because I don't really care about that either. But it's like, when you compare the 2 things, it makes me feel insane. like that's what, like, you only get that kind of waste at a corporation, at a giant. Literally, you're like,
or money laundering. Hey, let's not leave the money launderers out of this. All right.
Thank you, man.
I'm just speaking up for the money launderers. They don't get enough support from the podcast contingent.
Gotta give shouts to the money launderers. They're the real ones.
Shout out to the money launderers.
It's just crazy. It's just nuts to me. Like, that show's good. I like that show. I think I'm happy that like they laundered into that that one, I guess. Crazy amount of money though. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. We've lost the art of making the pilot episode in some ways. I mean, I said that like half jokingly, but like I guess the point of the pilot episode is that there's a hunger to it, right? Like the almost desperation of like needing to get the show made. Whereas now you don't really have that because you've already got the order for the season. But of course, the hunger then comes in like keeping the show going past that one season. So really, if anything, it's like the hunger is spread out across more episodes now. But yeah, I don't know. Pilot episodes they're a very interesting beast, I will say.
And they're dead.
They're dead. The pilot episodes didn't die; they were killed. David Zaslav killed him with the shotgun.
I have a way to go full circle to end this episode.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Update from Phil Jimenez. Hey there. Recently posted a piece of cartoon art that was decidedly Islamophobic. I misunderstood the intent of the piece when I shared it and have since deleted it. Thanks to everyone who brought it to my attention. I'm always grateful for that. And I did not flub. He said brought it to his intention.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. What was the intent that he did see in that case?
You know, if it was a person in a MAGA hat, it would have been fine. So, like, I think that's probably where he's coming from.
But like, you didn't see the burqa. You didn't see the huge. You didn't see the huge cloth
Just
burqa.
Another hat. Just another hat, man.
I'm hat blind.
He's hat blind.
He's hat blind. To me, a MAGA. To him, a MAGA cap and a yarmulke are the same thing.
Okay.
To him, a kufi and a MAGA hat are the same thing.
Crazy.
To him, a kafir. Ooh, what does a kafir look like to him? What does? You know what, Phil Jimenez? All peace, all love.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
Talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about your. We'll talk about your proclivities, for sharing Islamophobic art, and what your intention was. You know, come on here, clear the air. You know, that's how we'll start the new season. We'll get a bunch of canceled comic guys to come up here and explain their case. You know, Mark Brooks, what made you go with your Islamophobic rhetoric? Phil Jimenez, what made you go with your Islamophobic rhetoric? The first series that's going to happen when the show comes back is going to be comics old heads who were accidentally Islamophobic. Where are they now?
Work our way up to the big guy.
The big guy, Brett Booth. Is that the big guy here? I feel
Frank
like Brett
Miller.
Oh yeah, yeah. Brett Booth is like the sub boss.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If he's nothing. If we're going for Frank Miller, like,
yeah, we got to work.
I'm not
our
even
way
trying
up.
to make a joke. I don't know who Brett Booth is.
Well, he's Islamophobic and he makes comics, so.
Right on.
Voila. Inshallah, brothers. And inshallah to you, dear listener. Thank you for listening to this episode. I think we've talked as much as we really can about pilot episodes. We'll come back and do another episode about pilot episodes, whether that's a Common Rider episode or a best of, worst of, favorites episode. Maybe a bonus. I don't know. But... you know, as always, this show is made possible thanks to contributions from listeners like you. If you want to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/midnightgrappleranimals. $2 a month gets you uncensored episodes a week earlier than the public, and the ability to, I don't know, actually, we'll see what happens when the show comes back. But $5 a month gets you not only that, but our entire backlog of bonus episodes and Patreon exclusive series, as well as exclusive channels in our Discord server. You can support us through morale by giving us a good review on your podcast app of choice. Only a good one, please. Questions, comments, or suggestions, you want to see the post that Phil Jimenez reposted? We've got that. We've saved that. You know, he may have deleted it, but we still have it. So if you want to see what that is, you can email us at midnightgrappleranimals@gmail.com. And if you want to find the links to our Discord server, as well as our Blue Sky pages, you can find that in the description of this episode. All right, lads. Tastemaker's grab bag. What do you got?
Nosferatu.
Oh. Okay. You want to elaborate?
just go see it.
Why'd you like it?
You get to see Willem Dafoe ham it up and say, "I've seen things that would make Sir Isaac Newton crawl back into his mother's womb."
Oh, that's cool.
But hold on, does this have Willem Dafoe peen though?
It does have Skarsgård peen.
Oh, that's not as that's not as enticing as Willem Dafoe peen though.
Why? Why?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? Why? Why are you questioning that?
I get it that Defoe's Defoe, but like somebody's got to take the mantle, and I think Skarsgård is
Someone's got to take the manhood. Someone's got to take the manhood.
I think he's coming up next. Defoe's been in like 11 million movies this year, and the sun's setting. Like, I'm not being mean. This is just reality. And Skarsgård's next up. He enjoys
cock
showing
stocks
his wiener
are
on
through
film.
the roof for Skarsgård.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's next.
Okay.
That's good for him.
No Nicholas Hoult peen though.
I don't want to spoil anything. You know,
because if not, then that means I have to hope for Superman to be the place for that.
That's a really weird answer, and I dig it.
No spoilers on no spoilers on the Nicholas Hoult peen. You're just gonna have to watch Superman to find out.
Skarsgård's is in it, and you're gonna guess if Holtz is, and I love that. I love that for all of us.
Yeah.
Juror number 2-inch.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Don't let me talk anymore.
That's average
really
though, right?
good.
That's average though.
Yeah. It gets like big when you're hard, like 3 inches.
It's not about the size of the jury; it's about how you use it.
So true. So true. Talk about a hung jury.
Oh yeah, there we go. All right, Keigen, what do you got?
Okay. All right. I have weird ones. Well, okay. I've talked about Brutalist enough. If you happen to live in an area where the Brutalist is doable for you in your particular situations, it's great. It's incredible. It has an intermission. Like, great monumental film. I still haven't watched Challengers yet. Challengers is a very Keigen movie. Guy said it. It could maybe have a chance at being my favorite movie this year, but Brutalist is probably the best one. Great, really good, like very chewy, a lot going on. A good movie. If it's very inaccessible though, so I get it. Like don't I drove 3.5 hours to see it, and
holy shit,
I thought it was fine.
You drove as long as the movie takes to finish just to go see the movie.
Just to get there. Yeah.
So you're saying this entire thing was a 9-hour experience for you?
It was like literally the whole day. Well, because we like went and did LA things too, right? Like we went to a place to eat and got coffee at a place we like, and stuff like that. But yeah. And it was worth it to me. But if that's not worth it to you, then don't do that, right? That kind of thing. Whatever. Wait for it to hit something that you can watch it on. It's good though. It's very good. I've also just been watching a ton of like long interviews in general at work, just to like keep busy. And one that I enjoyed was it was the Hollywood Reporter producer roundtable for this year, which sounds really gross, and that's because it is. And it's like, I mean, it's incredible that all of the movies, and I mean, obviously they picked them, but like all of like big movies this year, Anora, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Challengers, and Sing Sing, all those were produced by women. And so they're just like talking about producing movies and the vast difference between Amy Pascal and like the women who produced Sing Sing and Anora is crazy, because it's like
one's racist and the others aren't.
Well, sure. But also, like, these are the people making the movie, regardless of the level, right? Like, I can't remember her name I can't remember either of the names for Sing Sing or Anora, but they were talking about like how many of the different jobs they do, and they don't like, obviously they're not directing the film, but they are doing every job to allow the director to direct the film, right? Because like Anora was only 10 people. 10 people made that movie. And it's just, that's insane. It is insane to think about. It's nuts. And it was really cool, like, way to look at that and see, we talk about producers being the evil worms of film, and like, that's true in a lot. Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? I mean, There's a lot
just
of
so we're
them.
clear, Amy Pascal is an evil worm. But
Yes.
keep
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, they are the people who are making these movies, and so it was really fascinating. Like, it was a really cool video to watch and see them all talk about that part of making the movie. And yeah, I don't know, cool video, interesting. All the roundtables this year have been really, really cool to watch too. But that one this week, I was just like, damn, this is wild. And like, not under discussed, but I don't see it, or I haven't discussed very much that part of the filmmaking that is like annoying. You know, everybody wants to talk about directors and how much work they do, but they do like just the cool part, not all the weird stuff that needs to be done day to day.
Nice. For me, I 100%ed Astrobot this week. I'm ready for the discourse, though in reality my opinion on the game hasn't changed since even before I played it. I went into the game knowing that I'd really like it, and I do really like it. It's a good game. Yeah, that's really all there is to say. It's a really good game. It just takes a lot of things that existed in previous games and does them really, really well. There's like one or two mechanics in there that are very, very unique to the game, and those are like it's funny because it's really hard to showcase the power of the PS5 for a platformer, and I think the one mechanic, which if you've played the game, you know which one I'm talking about. That one actually does showcase like the power of the PS5. That, and also they always love putting like a whole bunch of stuff on screen just to showcase that, like, yeah, we can handle this. Like, there's a level where you're just like wading through a whole bunch of jewels, and it's like, yeah, we can do this on a PS5. But yeah, good game. All right, boys, we've done it. We'll consider this a pilot episode for the pilot episode that we are gonna do in the future. But as always, thanks for listening. You guys didn't fall for that one. Damn. Okay. so close. So close.
I'm just confused, man.
But you think I'm like a dog and you fake throw a tennis ball and I'll run? Come on, man.
I am a dog, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do at all.
It's like when you manage to finally confuse a dog and it's just standing there just staring at you. Well, thanks for listening, and as always,
keep on grappling.
I'm on strike. You can do whatever.
Come on,
I will not be undignified.
Come on, you Pavlovian slut. Do it.
I'm drooling. I don't know what to do. It's like I had one of those mints.
It's dinner time.